Ciao, Juventini of the world! The second debriefing of the season. It's a such pleasure to be with Beppe. Ciao Beppe, how are you?
Ciao Romeo, it's a sad day today. It's a really sad day.
Really sad day. Why?
My boy, Soulé, Frosinone.
That's official that Mattias has joined Frosinone until the end of the season on a season loan. In my personal opinion, Beppe, that's the best strategy for him because there I think that he will be a key player. He will get minutes, he will improve. So, especially without with Eusebio Francesco, because he works very well with the young sector, with the younger players. So, I'm pretty sure that he will do a very, very strong season with Frosinone. So,
And with his best friends, and Barenechea, they're like
yeah.
brothers, so that can work.
Ah, that's true. That's true. That they have a special relationship.
I think that's also what convinced him to say, I go to Frosinone.
Do you think so?
Yeah, if going to somewhere you don't know or joining your brother because you're really like this,
Yeah.
I believe
Best
it
friend.
helps. Of course, you have the interest of Frosinone. They tell him that he can play with more minutes. But then if he has to choose, and if you have already a best friend there, I think it helps. Yeah.
I think so. I think so. He had a lot of chances to go on loan during, especially the last 2 weeks, because
Mhm.
Feyenoord were interested on signing Mattias on loan. Betis Sevilla pushed a lot, especially in the last days. But I think that Juventus wanted to keep Mattias here in Italy, in the Serie
I
A,
agree.
to watch him grow up. So for this reason, I think that this is the best choice for him. Of course, I hope that he will play, but I'm sure that he will play. Giovanni Albanese, un bare, salutami in English. Giovanni, we want to do a live show with you in the coming weeks because I know that Giovanni is studying English, so I think that he will be ready to join us in the coming weeks. Is a big friend of us, so that's your home, Jova.
Giovanni, I call him last year in season 22-23, the king of the predicted lineups. You know that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
always right with the predicted lineups.
Yeah.
Grande Giovanni.
100%. 100%. So, Beppe, let's chat. Let's start talking about what we see yesterday. I think that the first half was a very poor first half in terms of attitude, in terms of no ideas, zero chances to score. So the first half was a little bit a nightmare. Are you agree?
I agree. And it's actually a pity because I don't know if you have the same opinion of me. I said it a bit earlier on my channel. I said, I think the attitude was right before the game. They had the intention to go and push because the first kickoff, you see, Kies, Havlovic, boom, they go and they press super high. They do it 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Then they try to play on the left, blocked. They try to play on the right, blocked. On top, you have Locatelli, Rabiot, Fagioli. They have a first half of total being anonymous. And they, after 5 minutes of the game, they give up. As you say, no creativity, no idea. I don't agree, and I wanted your opinion that it's the same Juventus as 22-23. I don't
No,
agree.
no.
But it's a Juve that in the first half is annoying because you play last week,
Yeah.
win 3-0 with a beautiful Juve, and then you give up in the second half. Okay, it's 3-0. We spoke about it. But here you are doing the same. You give one half away for nothing. So I was not happy yesterday and also this morning.
It's impossible to be happy because the target was very clear yesterday to win. So
Yeah.
that's
You
a
know,
big pity.
I was looking at the before the game when I was preparing with Pirlo, we don't win 6 points on six. Allegri 21-22, we don't win because we do 1 point on six. Last year, 4 points on 6, again 4 points on 6 this year. So it's already long time ago that we are not able to win 2 games of the beginning of the season, and we know it. One of the problems of Juventus recently is that you start in a bad way and then you are running. And it's a pity because the other ones, they are running. Inter, Milan, Napoli, they have 6 on 6.
Our friend said Locatelli bad was, yeah, agree. Yesterday he was the worst player of Juventus, especially in the first half. He was too slow, no ideas by his side, a lot of big mistakes in terms of silly things. So I hope that this will be his season because it's time for him
I agree.
to do another step. But yesterday his performance was not at all a good performance. But I want to include in this in this topic Adrien Rabiot and Nicolo Fagioli as well, mate.
Look, Locatelli is a player that I always defend for the work that he's doing in the shadow. We don't see, but he's doing a lot. But yesterday, look, I was looking at some stats. You have Locatelli, Rabiot, Fagioli. Possession of the ball lost. Locatelli 14, Rabiot 8, Fagioli 8. So you are losing so many balls. But on top of that, you have a pass accuracy, Locatelli 83%. So if he is the boy that is there in the middle of the field, that is supposed, because Bremer is not able to do it, if he is the guy that is supposed to build from the back, and he has a percentage of 83%, we have a problem. And I believe this is a mistake of yesterday, Max Allegri. He waited too much to change Manu. That was not in. He was not in the game yesterday.
Yeah. And that's a bigger problem, especially because we have just him that is able to play in front of the defense. Of course, Nicolussi Caviglia could replace him without problem, but Nicolussi Caviglia in its time because you know.
Is it an option that you would have done yesterday? Maybe in the second half, 55th minute, maybe you put Nicolussi in as a regista, and because Fagioli was not doing well neither, you sub Fagioli out and you move Locatelli as a mezzala. Is this something that you would have done, or you think it's too risky when you are under 1 goal?
I don't think that's a big risk. I think that maybe Allegri will evaluate this situation, especially if Locatelli will continue to perform in that way, not positive way. But it's a big risk to don't sign anyone who is able to play in that position. Because if you say, okay, I can use Locatelli sometimes in front of the defense, sometimes as a mezzala, but I have Kessi, I have Amrabat, so I can understand the strategy. But right now, with these guys, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So it's a big risk for Juventus. And Liad said, Allegri destroyed the game with his substitute after we score. I don't think so, to be honest. I don't think so. I was agree with the official lineup because I think that there was the possibility to play at the beginning of the game in the right way against Bologna. Then, of course, maybe, and we'll talk about that in the second part of our live. Okay, Ealing made an assist, important assist, but I think that sometimes you need to put on the pitch Kostic because he has experience, because he knows very well how to play this kind of games, difficult games. You have to broke. I don't know, but I think that yesterday the official lineup was good. What's your opinion, Beppe?
But after the 80th minute, where Juventus is with all the men in the midfield of Bologna, you are taking out Locatelli that is not performing, and you go towards a 3-4-1-2, 3-4-2-1 with Kenan Yildiz, McKennie on the right side, but Kenan Yildiz to support actually offensively. So you see the message of Allegri that is, let's go and win. Let's go and win. But of course, in the last minutes, Bologna was really smart. Huh? They were really smart because they were keeping the ball and they did really correctly because that's what they had to do. So no, I don't believe it was a bad thing from Allegri. But of course, your energies are dropping and you are not able to press as much as you wanted.
Thanks, Big Mohamed. We have players we can be killer when given best situation. For different risk, we don't do that. Can Chiesa give his 100% in this formation? I hope
Did you
so.
like Chiesa yesterday?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because especially in the first half, wrong spaces, no shots. Yesterday there was a big problem in the connection with Cambiaso. No.
Do you think, Romeo, that he was forcing Cambiaso to do the movement that he did really well against Udinese, coming centrally?
Yeah.
Because I believe that it worked really well against Udinese,
Yeah.
and Chiesa was forcing. He was going.
I
Really on the
already
left.
understand the question, but the answer is very easy. Thiago Motta was a monster to put the right tactic to try to kill the right spaces because I think especially in the first half, Bologna was very, 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 very strong in terms of to understand how to hurt Juventus between the two big lines. I think that they did a very, very strong job, and I think Thiago is a top coach. He's going to be a very, very, very top coach in the future.
On that one, I agree 100%. When there were talks of Max Allegri leaving, I said unpopular, but back then, and I said my
popular opinion.
I said it was Thiago Motta. My popular opinion. I think it's starting to be a good opinion now. You know what changed?
Grande Lille.
Grande Lille. You know what?
And Marco said that Thiago Motta is one to watch for the future. Agree 100%. I think that he's going to do big, big things. And I know that Paris Saint-Germain, before to appoint Luis Enrique, they've tried to understand if there was a possibility to bring back Thiago Motta, because he was the coach of the under 19, maybe,
the youth
at Paris Saint-Germain a few years ago. So I agree with Marco, with you. Thiago is a top coach.
You know what? The change that was working a bit better, at a certain moment, you see the triangle on the left. Cambiaso, Rabiot, and Chiesa. On the right side, it's not working at all with Danilo, Weah, and Fagioli. Then he changes. In the second half, did you see that? He changed Rabiot and Fagioli. And it was working a bit better. And that's also why you see a better Weah in the second half.
Yeah.
That was a good one, but
Timothy in the first half was too shy, because you have to try to do something important. Okay, I understand that you are trying to understand how Juventus play. These are your first months in Italy, different country, different culture. But I want something more. Ciao Romeone, ciao Beppone. If we sell Kostic and if Chiesa don't do sell as a striker, let's change it to the 4-3-3, so we stop playing with adapted players and we'll be fine with the current squad. What do you think, Beppe?
I asked this morning, who do we put in a left and right? Because you don't need just two, you need four. You need a starter, a replacement on the left, a starter, a replacement on the right. If you tell me that the starters are Cambiaso, left back, Weah, right back, no. Because there are two players. Yesterday, Cambiaso, he made a lot of mistakes defensively.
Yeah.
A lot of mistakes. And Weah is not ready to play in that position today with a Max Allegri, because there are two players that we took at Juve thinking about a more offensive Juve. If you put them in the back, no. If you tell me that the starters are Alexandro on the left, we have a problem. So for me, I
What do
would
you think
love.
about Cambiaso performance, Beppe?
Again,
No,
defensively, I think that he made a few mistakes because when there were 3 against 3 with Bremer, Alexandro, and Danilo keeping their man, he was not going back. Uh, but for the rest, it was okay. And it's a normal performance, not wow like Udinese, but not a disaster. It was okay, not more, not less.
Federico said that Alexandro has to be on the bench. On the bench, point. On the
Oh,
beach, or on the beach, or the bench, or maybe both. So
maybe both. I have a question for you
I
because
want to be on the beach too. So
I have a question for you because I heard
yeah,
a rumor, but I'm not sure if it's true or not. So you need to confirm me.
yeah.
Is it true that our friend Dean Huysen is impressing every single hour, every single day, more and more the staff of Max Allegri in training session, and that is also receiving the responsibility to start building from the back because he can play with his left and with his right. Is it true, the rumor?
I can tell you that 2 days ago I spoke to a source who works around the Continental zone, and he told me, Romeo, believe me, then is ready. Is ready to start. I don't know, because I didn't have the opportunity to watch the training sessions or something like that. But this source told me then he's ready, and I'm sure that it will start in a short
Yeah.
time. Not talking about the second part of the season, April, March. No, this person told me then he's ready. He's working very well. His family is top. He renewed his contract, so he's totally part of the project, present, future, and is strong.
Because Roma, and then we go to the question of Simone. Mistake for mistake. Alexandra is in the end of his contract.
Yeah.
Make a mistake with the house, and I don't. At
Well,
least
I
he's
agree
taking
100% because
experience.
Alexandro is going to beat the past. The Nuisen is the present and will be the future.
I
So,
agree.
but to be immediately an important player at Juventus, you need to do mistakes, especially if you are hating. But is already a good player and he can still improve, of course, because he's very young. Simone said the season is long, but in Empoli we'll expect a different Juventus, maybe with Sandro out and other solutions in the midfield. Also a 3-4-2-1 with Tilditz or Ken. We have to be brave. Simone, I agree that we have to be brave, especially playing in Empoli. With all the respect of this team, and I'm scared about this game because don't forget what happened few months ago there that we lost 4-1. Yeah, 4-1.
Mm.
So one of the best result of the history of Empoli, Beppe. But
Uh,
it's
I,
impossible, Simone, to change a lot immediately. We have to be calm. We were not phenomenal in Udine. We are not. We are not a bad a bad squad right now. We must be calm, to work, to be patient, try to do our best. You say the perfect sentences. The season is long.
uh, but it makes no sense, according to me. If you start your preseason, you go with one idea that is also working, because we saw that it was bringing beautiful enthusiasm, result, and so on and so on. It's not because at the first wind that are coming, hey, you change the cap. No, tranquilly, not too much because
Not too much,
not
but
too much, but calm. Don't change because it was not working for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, which were really a disaster. So, according to me, you have to push there.
Juventus 91. Hey guys, what do you think of Gatti playing instead of Alexandro? Uh, I think, as I said in the last Monday, that right now the problem is the connection between Gatti and Wea.
Mm.
So I think that Allegri prefers to put on the right back Danilo because he has so much experience than Gatti. But that's my opinion.
Moiskin, because that was a question also from Sway. Will he be? Because people said maybe with Moiskin, will he be there on in Empoli? or he will be in another team.
We'll discover the truth in the coming days, because you know that fortunately on Friday
Mm,
the market will be over. I don't know, because the position of Juventus is very clear: no loan. So if someone will will make a bid for a permanent deal, then Juventus will evaluate the potential situation. But right
but then
now,
you
I
need
think that he's going to stay
but then you need to replace him. Huh? Who do you replace him with now, or you don't replace him?
with Alvaro, with Alvarito.
You think they
Mm,
can be really fast?
no, because he has a buy clause. If you want
Uh,
Morata, you have to
yeah.
spend 20 million euros,
Mm, mm,
and I don't know.
mm.
And is someone interested in Keane? There were some contacts, but not big contacts with Sevilla and Fulham. But Ken will not play at Sevilla, neither Fulham. So that's true that AC Milan were interested for a loan, but no way by Juventus side. So
That's good.
Rosario, your opinion about Chiesa position as striker? Hmm.
I believe he can do fantastically well if he put his head a bit higher and watching what is happening. If if he doesn't want to overdo, because the problem with Chiesa sometimes is he wants to prove himself that is Chiesa from l'Europeo.
Yeah.
If he can remain calm and he can enjoy the freedom to go to the left, to the right, to come back centrally, because that was what we were missing against Bologna, because we tried on the left, on the right, but we never tried centrally. If he can find his space and enjoying the freedom, he can do fantastically well. If he goes stubborn on the left and waiting there, stepping on the feet of Cambiaso or whoever, I think that can be a problem. So he needs like 2 3 games of scoring in that position to feel that that is his position, because I really see a beautiful future for Federico in that position.
Vero vero. Hi, will Miretti go on loan or any other players? I think that Miretti is going to stay,
Mm.
and Hans Nicolas Calevilla too.
There was a debate about Miretti. People were asking, were we missing Miretti against Bologna?
You know,
Last week they wanted to change him. This
yeah,
week they said we miss him.
and that that means maybe Fabio in its time. In its time, he has a huge potential. He already showed a part of this potential in the last season. Of course, when we analyze his performance, we always say that he has to find the killer instinct when he has to score. That's normal, but I think that he's a smart player and he can still improve. I don't know if will be the new Claudio Marchisio or he will be a normal player, but at the moment, I think that is the right decision to keep him, especially because you don't know Paul Pogba how many matches he will play. Yesterday, it was not bad. He's
But slow.
slow because in the last season he didn't play.
Romeo, it's not the first time. Last season, when he played the few minutes, you have the opportunity with the ball. And
Yeah,
you say,
yeah.
spara, vai, let's go.
Especially because you are Paul Pogba, and
Eh,
we knew that very well because I remember perfectly. We remember perfectly that during his first cycle at Juventus, he scored as like a striker.
eh, and that's where you say he's not there yet at the moment. But I'm happy that he was already playing, because I remember when Allegri was speaking in press conference, we were all thinking about September. Yesterday he was already playing. So, and you see that ball of the goal is also coming from him, because he has that vision that he's giving it into the space for Ealing Jr. Ealing, that yesterday he scared me, mamma mia.
Na-
The first touch is a disaster. Then he's causing a possible penalty. Luckily, he's doing that fantastic assist.
Romeo, no, but I want to add, just speaking about Pogba, that I'm so curious to understand how we'll recover from yesterday match, because we don't know if we'll be able to play
Mm,
some matches in a row, if it needs time. So I hope that during this week he will get important signals. So we'll see. Romeo, are there any chances for Amrabat? I don't know, to be honest, because it was linked to Juventus, to Manchester United, to other clubs. He had some issues right now in Florence, but to be honest, I don't have any updates about him regarding a potential move to
mm.
Juventus. Uh,
What
Romeo, what
happened with
happened?
go?
No, 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 why?
What happened with Holm? Because apparently Atalanta had a meeting end of last week. Maybe this week Juventus would try to have a meeting.
Olmo
What?
was very close to sign for 11 teams during the summer, but
Eh,
he's
that's
still there. I think that he's going to move. We'll see. I want to keep an eye on all, because if Juventus will sell Kostic or Ealing, I think that maybe there will be the right strategy to sign someone for as a right back, because with just we are, and maybe sometimes McKennie, it's a big risk.
Mm,
No matter what happened to Allegri at the end of the game, nothing special. Now it's fine, so he will be without problem on the bench. In Empoli, maybe he was a little bit angry because the first match of the season at home, you don't win, so. But it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about Allegri's condition. Uh, Pogba needs to play to get to 100%. I agree, but we have to understand if he's set to play.
eh,
Alessandro, what is possible solution in the role that Locatelli is not able to play? Fagioli? Do you like to imagine Fagioli playing in front of the defense or not?
no, not. I mean, even with the youth, I don't remember him in a 3-5-2 there in that position. I remember him sometimes even more offensively, but I saw him in a two-man defense, three-man defense, but I don't remember him in that position. Then maybe tomorrow he has that, but I think that Nicolosi has more the feeling for that role than Fagioli.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, yeah. Ernesto, Romeo, do you think it will be better start with Weston McKennie as a start and Weah as a substitute? I'm not a big fan of Weston McKennie as a right back.
Also because we are adapting too many players now. And
Yeah.
McKennie there, and Alexandro is not a three-man defender, and Locatelli that is also adapted in that role. We are adapting too many players.
Stravos, Romeo, do you have an update about Kostic stays or leaves? Since the start he didn't play a single minute. I will do a video on YouTube tomorrow, my year. But yeah, it's a very strange situation, especially because we are talking about Kostic, one of the best players of the last season. He made a lot of assists. He has a big experience. I don't know, guys. To be fair, I don't know if he will stay, if he will not, he will leave. Of course, I think that he's not happy, because if you get 0 minutes in the two official matches of the season, you can be happy. But that's a very strange situation,
Mm,
especially because, according to my info, he has a very good relationship with everyone here, with all the people involved in the club. So it's a very, very strange situation. What do you think, Beppe?
But if you are looking at facts and on the field, okay, the first game, Cambiaso convinced a lot. You want to test him. You are playing at Udinese. Okay, good. Then you want to play with Ealing Jr. because it's a young guy that deserves his minute when you are having 3-0, and it makes sense. Why not? The second game, you have to confirm Cambiaso there. Okay. But on the moment that you need someone up, you play Ealing Junior. So
Yeah.
you're sending a message, and that you're also Landucci saying to the microphones, we needed a bit more offensive creativity there. And then you play your youth product instead of a player that was your best assist man of your team. The message is if we need to be saved, we prefer to play with Ealing than with Kostic. Then Ealing has 2 appearances in Serie A this season, Kostic 0. Is he a bit troubled because of the Mercato voices? Does he
Yeah.
want to be reassured? He doesn't want to take risk. Can be that if he's not going away, that on Saturday we play on Saturday,
Yeah.
Empoli, that he's starting. But it's true that it's a bit
But do
strange.
you imagine that Kostic in the end of the transfer window will be a Juventus player? We stay here, or maybe he will change his jersey? What's your prediction?
I think we need someone on the right side. So I think that uh, the first offer that arrives for Ealing or for Kostic, they leave. The first that arrive leaves.
Okay. Right. Does anyone see that our biggest problem is Locatelli, who can think under pressure? But I don't know. I don't know, because I remember the last matches of the 2022 against Inter, against Lazio. Locatelli has played 2 beautiful games.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
strong, aggressive, smart, a leader. Now he's going to be down, up and down, up and down. This is his big problem, but in general for his career at the moment.
I agree with you. No, for me, it's not the biggest problem there. But then yesterday, it happens that in the same day, you have the three that are not performing, and then you have a problem.
Our friend Tom said, remember, Beppe, what's your thoughts on Allegri having one of the worst August-September records? Will you guys think that Juventus will struggle this 2 first month because I have had a bad feeling? I don't know.
Massimiliano Allegri is a coach that historically has sometimes problems to start the season with a full points. He already did it, but most of the time it's difficult. You know what my analysis on that one? Max, he loves to study the team, the opponent. He loves to understand, and a lot of time in his career, he loves to go in mirror because he knows how to block the other team. In the beginning of the season, there are a lot more surprises because you have not the opportunity to study the team because they played like 1 game, 2 games. So he's not really having all the opportunity to study really well in depth the opponent, and sometimes he has that difficulty.
Yeah.
Is an analyzer. Maybe I'm wrong,
but yeah. That's your opinion. Roy said, is there any possibility that Allegri will play with 4-2-3-1? We don't have.
They will not change.
No. At the moment,
Except
no.
if tomorrow you have, I don't know, a left and a right back that are joining the team, maybe. But with the Mercato that we have now, no, it will not change. Incorrectly, I think.
Locatelli position in free is the key. The central midfield, yeah, that's good. But I would, yes, yesterday I had the opportunity to read an interview that Roberto Rezzabi made, if I'm right, with the Gazzetta dello Sport in the last weeks.
Yeah.
And he said Locatelli is a top player because they work together for 3 seasons at Sassuolo. So I think that is a good player.
No, I like Locatelli. No, not the performance of yesterday, but for me, I will still defend Locatelli. But it's true that now he is at the 3rd season at Juventus. He needs to step up. On that one, I totally agree.
Ciao Rosalba, un caro abbraccio alla signora Rosalba. Beppe, you're right about Allegri, but we have no time in the sense that we lose too many points. It's bye Scudetto and maybe champion. No,
I agree.
guys,
I agree.
but we have to be calm. We are just talking about after 2 matches. That's our second debriefing of the season. Of course, we are disappointed because yesterday the target was really clear to get
Win.
3 points. We didn't that, we failed that. So today we must be unhappy. But keep calm that the season is very long. And especially for the team that they will play in the Champions League, the Europa League, the conference. So we have time to recover the point that maybe we lost during this process. But the most important thing is to be brave, to continue to do what we have seen during the
I
first
agree.
half in Udine.
I agree. But look at Fiorentina. Last week they were spectacular with a 4-1 win. And then this week they do 2-2. You know,
But Beppe, but in your opinion, we have to be optimistic for what Juventus have showed, especially in the first half in Udine, or we have to be scared for what we have seen yesterday, especially during the first half?
I think that it will all depend on how the team will react to this week in training session. Because I saw really beautiful things, a big evolution in the summer. I want to take all the summer. Milan, Real Madrid, Atalanta, uh, Udinese. But now I need to see the balls, sorry, the balls of the players. I need to understand how they are able to react in a situation of a bit of negativity. You know what I liked yesterday is last season when we conceded a goal, we were not able to put our head above the water. We were immediately from the moment that you conceded the goal, it was a total disaster. And sometimes you had a reaction from the team in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, like say l'orgoglio, the pride, and you say,
Orgoglio.
let's go.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday, I saw a team that was maybe a bit confused, maybe without doing the right things, but already reacting in the last 5 minutes of the first half. And immediately, from the moment that they went out of the locker rooms in second half, they wanted to go. And this is already a reaction that I like. It didn't, honestly, it worked because we scored 2 goals. But the result is 1-1. I already saw better signs of a Juventus that wants to go for it, but now, of course, they will have to do much better, and you can't give away in your home a half like that. That's not possible. So Empoli will be an important answer
A
for me.
crucial, a crucial game, a very crucial game to understand the real ambitions in this first part of the season before the break. It's really, really important, super important to go there and to come back with a victory. Davide said we need some real fans at the stadium.
Uh,
That's another good point. I'm really disappointed for that because also yesterday was unbelievable that 20 guys from Bologna, they push a lot their team. It was like to play in Bologna just because there were 20 guys from Bologna. So I don't know. I don't know how Juventus could fix the situation with the curva. I don't know, but it's time to do something because you can't play also when you play Italian stadium to feel not at home.
yeah, because I love all the pre-game show. I love it. Because you go to the stadium and it's a fantastic environment. You want to go there with your family. You are in a secure place. You are enjoying. You have some activities around the stadium. You have like the makeup. You have the mini football. You have everything. It's fantastic. You go. You wait. You have the DJ. Everything is top. The game starts and it's over. And it's over. And
Yeah.
it's a real pity. It's a real pity. And I don't want to blame Ultra, the casual fans, Juventus. I think that everyone needs to really do something about the situation.
As I said, we always had this 10 minutes reaction the last couple of years, all about the nervous. I agree with you, but we have to change the story. Now
But
it's time to go to Empoli to win, then the break, then to play against Lazio to win. We must to come back to win a row because you know Romeo, I agree about the fan situation. My doubt is the Società, Juventus, or for.
Of course they know. But they know, of course, they know that something has to be done. But I heard that I can't confirm, but some rumors of even Ultra going a bit more towards the club, Juventus going a bit more towards the Ultra. But you have a third one that is important in Italy is Ladigos. That is really also a key important player in decision what you can do, what you cannot do. But again, I'm not an expert on the topic. I'm just sometimes sad that from the moment that the game starts, it's silent.
Guys, let's be clear. Ultras are just mobbing you and they want to back their privilege. Of course, but we have to understand the right way to do something. Of course, you agree. So, Juventus was 100% on point to try to battle against those people. But now it's time to do something of different.
Mm.
Arnold, we used to have Buffon, Chiellini. Now I feel the team back leadership and we are suffering as a team because of that. I agree, 100%. And we were talking about that, I think, on the last Thursday on your YouTube channel. I said, I don't see big leaders in the dressing room, the pitch, technical leaders. You are not a leader if you post a comment on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You have to be a leader in the dressing room.
Mm.
You have to be incazzato if you are.
I agree.
No, if you don't win against Bologna. I agree with Arnold. I don't see big leaders in the dressing room.
I agree. But this is something that you cannot buy. Yeah? You have it or you don't have it. It's in you. Leadership.
Alessandro, some players, no Di Maria, some coach, what do you expect different? That's true that the squad is similar because we are the same with a new player on the right side because we are is replacing Quadrado, but we must be different, especially playing just one match during the week. No excuse.
But I want to say to Alessandro that again, it's not defending because yesterday was not a beautiful first half, and second half was not perfect neither. Even if we had the possession, we tried, it was not perfect. But maybe I'm wrong, Romeo. But I see a different Juventus than last year, with the same players except of Wea and Cambiaso. I see a different Juventus with other ideas than yesterday. Then if at a certain moment they give up and they are scared and they don't find other alternatives, we are correct. I didn't like the Juventus of yesterday, but I see a different attitude of the player. A bit earlier, they said it's a reaction of 10, 15 minutes. No, I saw much more of the reaction yesterday. So I see some things that are different than last year with the same coach, with the same players, but we have to do much better on that one. I agree.
Why is XNL not investing more in Juve? But they did it a lot on the past, in the recent past. It's time to get Juventus back. Guys, the impact without the Champions League is dramatic. We have to understand that, and for the reason Juventus didn't sign any players during this summer. So it's really, 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 really important to get a place in the top 4 during this Serie A.
But there was already a capital gain of 700 million. If you're looking at the last 3-4 years, 700 million. So people are saying, why are we not investing more? It has already been done. Partially recovering COVID losses, partially mistakes on the mercato, and so on and so on. So it has already been done. It's not purely exactly like that we are not investing, but at a certain moment, it's not like a wallet with, okay, you are doing bad in managing your team, let's go here, 100 million, 200. That's not how it works. Or then you become a Chelsea, but this is not Juventus, has never been Juventus.
Mark, we can never beat Milan or Inter with this team. I don't know, guys. Of course, in my opinion, as I said several times during this summer, Napoli, AC Milan, and the Inter are the clear favorites to win the title. Then we see what will happen because Milan, Inter, Napoli, they will play in the Champions League. Unfortunately, we are not in this competition. So we have to in the right way to prepare the matches during the week. So we'll see what will happen. Of course, I think that Inter and Napoli, in terms of rosters, are the best team in Italy. And be careful when we talk Milan about Milan, because I think that they've bought important players, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, Reinders. Now maybe we are trying to sign Taremi. So that's a very good team with a good
On
coach.
on the other side, it's also true that historically with Pioli, Milan is starting always top. I believe the last 2-3 seasons they go with a 10 on 10.
Yeah.
And Napoli also start really well the season. It's true that they change their coach and they have a moment of dip around November, December. So I'm used to Milan and Napoli starting really strong. And of course, that's a beautiful benefit and advantage. Inter is surprising because Inter,
But they have the best midfield with Cianoglu, Barella, Frattesi, Mkhitaryan, Sensi. They are top on the right back because Dumfries and Quadrado. On the left back, top. Di Marco, Carlos Augusto. Maybe we have
Quadrado,
to understand if Turam will score, but they have a player like Lautaro. In the defense, they have Bastoni. They are a very good team. They're a very good team. And so Roma has interesting players and they can achieve a lot of. But the big news of the day, mate, is that Romelu Lukaku tomorrow will fly to Rome. And what's your opinion? Because you know that there was always this rumor about a potential swap deal with Vlahovic, but fortunately we have Dusan Vlahovic, and I think that also yesterday he showed that he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
perfect number 9 at Juventus.
I see a different Dushan than last year. Totally different. And I'm super happy about that. So with this Dushan, all life long, forever, Dusan Vlahovic at 23 years, a lot of potential. You know what I love the most from Dusan? In the last 2 games, he's going towards the ball. Last year, he was losing concentration. He was not going. He was waiting. It's not normal that you have only one assist of Kostic to Dusan. It's not normal. This season, I see a different Dusan, and I'm happy.
But
Now, I don't.
because he's starting to feel fit in terms of physical condition.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true. Pubalgia a bit less now, and so on and so on. Now, I have to say, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I didn't like when we made from Romelu Lukaku a Finnish player, a bad player, because it's not true. I believe that Lukaku, we know he's strong, where he's strong. We know the weaknesses of Romelu. I think that he would have worked really well in this team today. If you're speaking about finance, if you're long term, no. Okay. So the deal was not perfect. But if you're speaking about immediate result, I really believe that Lukaku could have done something in this Juventus. I think. Then maybe I'm wrong. Huh?
What do
We
you
will
think
never
about
know.
yesterday performance by Bremer? In my personal opinion, it was one of the worst on the pitch, and I'm a little bit scared because he didn't play in the right way against Udinese as well. He suffered a lot against Beto, who now is signing his contract with Everton. But hmm, hmm.
Eh,
Yesterday, by my side, I think that I gave me five,
you
five
know,
in
I
terms
will
of
tell you,
ratings.
if today we are another reason why we are playing with three, it's also because of Bremer. Eh?
Yeah.
Because he's not good in a four-man defense. So if you have Bremer and you play with three, so I'm expecting that if you play with three also because of Bremer, he should be the best defender of the world in a three-man defense. And this beginning of the season, he was not.
But
So
it's a little bit of overrated player, or the problem is always the price because Juventus have bought Bremer at 50 million euros. That's the
the
question.
the problem is that he's the defender of Juventus that is coming to replace and Chiellini and De Ligt. Because you replace De Ligt and Chiellini with one player, with Bremer. So He's the one that is coming for 50 million euro because we were obliged. Torino is setting the price, so you have a lot of expectation. But if you're looking at a Danilo and an Alexandro or even a Gatti, there are three players that are coming to play in that three-man defense because of Bremer. So I put a lot of expectation of him. At Torino, he was a beast. At Juve, he has shown already that he can play really well. But there were also some moments of flops. Napoli, Monza, Atalanta. In that moment of the season last year, he really showed problems also in a three-man defense. So it can't be. If he is a problem or if he's not performing, we have a big problem, I believe.
Lorenzo, guys, I'm worried that we lost a lot of quality players like Di Maria, Quadrado, Soulé, even Dybala 2 years ago. Pogba seems the only one able to link midfield and strikers. What do you think? Yeah, that's true. I'm scared a lot for this reason because we are the same squad, but without Di Maria and Quadrado. And Soulé, because Soulé in the last season has played a lot of matches, important matches. For example, Inter Juve, Juventus Napoli, but he played as a mezzala, not as a winger. But I agree with Lorenzo. And so Dujan is better than Lukaku. Roma with Lukaku will probably be better than Juventus this year. Juventus is fighting for fourth. Maybe. But don't forget that Roma lost yesterday, 2 days ago, and just 1 point against Salernitana at home. So I'm not sure that Roma will be better than Juventus. Of course, Dybala, beautiful player, injury. Maybe he will miss the match against Napoli. We'll see the condition of Romelu Lukaku because he didn't work with the team, the first team, during the preseason. And in the last season, he had a lot of problems because he played very well in the last month of the season. But in the first part, I remember the comments by Tifosi Nerazzurri. So,
Awar
is a very good player, but he started on the bench.
But you have
Renato Sanchez is injury.
You have a lot of injury, but Mourinho said it himself. If they were not injured, they would not be at Roma.
Yeah. Romeo, do you believe that giving the captain number not in Italian will have a negative impact on the team as well? No, I don't know. No, not at all. On the ball, he was bad. So next to him, who is unloading?
He is the solution. Heisen is the solution.
The comment by Juventino is this is a European League conference team this year. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I want to judge our journey in the coming weeks. Right now, it's impossible because, as I said, we are disappointed by yesterday's performance. But after Juventus Udinese, we were happy, especially for the first half. We have to find the right balance, also in terms of comments. We'll see what will happen, guys. I don't know. I'm not saying that Juventus will compete to the title or Juventus will be in relegation zone. I don't know. There will be a very strange season. Marco, ciao Rome. Grazie Marco. Is there a chance we buy a mediano? I don't think so, Marco. I don't think so right now because we have 7 midfielders. So there are no space. In my personal opinion, that's a big risk because at the beginning of the transfer window, I wanted that Juventus were going to sign a new midfielder, first of all. So I wanted to sign Kessie. By my side was the perfect one for the idea of football by Allegri. And of course, it's easy to talk about Milinkovic Savic. But to stay with the same line of the last season, it's a big risk. Grigio Garcio, my favorite Juventini. Grazie a te. Can Anselmi replace Locatelli as a starter? Right now, I don't know. I don't think so because Locatelli for Allegri is a vital player, and I think that it's right to try to get confidence to this player because yesterday Beppe, when he was replaced in the second half, people were
Yeah, he was whistling. Huh? Yeah. They were not happy with the performance of Locatelli. It's true.
Romeo in English is too high quality. Grazie Antonio. Romeo, why are the cheering fans in our stadium not cheering like they do Juventus matches outside the stadium? Guys, I have to understand the situation, to be fair. Of course, as I said, I don't like to go to the cinema.
Mm.
If I want to go to the cinema, I go to the cinema. If I go to the stadium, I want to see a beautiful show or that Juventus win. But of course, that's a big problem for Juventus.
Well, I agree. I agree because my son is 15 and he loves all the ultra world from the stadiums and so on and so on. It's true that I want to bring him back to a stadium like when I was going Juve Milan, Romeo, in 2011, Doppietta di Marchisio.
Yeah,
You had an
but
atmosphere two
I
hours
spoke
before. It was crazy, crazy.
Beppe. Before to go to Ibiza around 1 month ago, I spoke to a very important player of the recent history of Juventus. And this player, this former player, told me, Romeo, believe me, with a full stadium, with the Allianz Stadium in Antonio Conte era, 9-10 points. 9-10 points at the end of the season. Because they push you a lot. You try to do your best. People are crazy. 9-10 points. That what told me a very important player of the recent story of Juventus. Not my opinion, by a former Juventus player.
It's true.
That's
It's
it,
true.
guys. Joy, thank you for the content, guys. Great duo. Thanks to you, Joy. Are there any new rumors on Bonucci? I don't know. Guys, believe me, he was linked to Lazio, Genoa, Union Berlin. I don't know, but it's time to close the story because it's time for Bonucci to play for another team, and it's time for Juventus to close this chapter.
Yeah, I agree.
Lazio just seen a Gunduzi that will be a good. Yeah, but it's always the same answer, guys. We don't have money.
Guendouzi is also a player. Tomorrow is doing a miracle, and he go on highlight and skills on YouTube, and then for 3 games he's doing really bad. At Marseille, it's not one of the favorites. He's not even starting every time. Huh? So I watch a lot of games of Marseille. Again, quality players,
Yeah.
but then one time he's doing a fantastic game, then he disappears. If you're looking at consistency, Guendouzi is not really that player.
Beppe, the last question of this Q&A, and then remember, guys, that every Monday, but after the match, we are here live with Beppe, and every Thursday we are live on the J Just YouTube official channel. So subscribe. Romeo, is there any movements on the goalkeeper side? Any signs of a new goalkeeper project? I think that Juventus are evaluating the evolution of Carnesecchi, but so far in the Atalanta is starting Musso. So I don't know if Carnesecchi will play. Maybe when Atalanta will start in Europa League, maybe. And I can tell you that the goalkeeper of the Juventus Primavera, who his name is
Garofani.
No. Is the new. I don't think he's the new, but he's a very good goalkeeper whose name is
Gaffara.
No. I don't think that I will be able to find his name.
The one
But
that was the one that was there yesterday. You mean?
yeah, the guy,
Wait, I will tell you. Wait,
he's
let
a
me
very
check.
good goalkeeper. They
Wait,
told me that he's a good goalkeeper. He's very strong. So I think that Juventus have already good goalkeepers for the future. I don't remember the name.
no, it's not.
No Daffara, no Scaglia.
Wait, I will find it. I will be faster than you, Romeo.
Yeah, I think so for sure. Rullo di tamburi. Who is the goalkeeper that yesterday has played at?
Hey, it's Garofani. I told you
No,
Garofani.
no.
He was there yesterday on the bench.
Con la V, con la Virnacik.
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 Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, but he was not.
Virnacik. Jakub Virnacik. He's 18, and they told me that he's very, very strong. Virnacik. Bravo Ale. Bravo Lil. Virnacik. They told me that he's a very good and strong goalkeeper. So we'll see what will happen.
Romeo, I'm a bit scared about the under 19. The next gen. They lost a lot of quality because a lot made that step, and they are in Gruppo A from the third division. I'm a bit scared this year.
This season we are in the Group B.
In the B they changed
in
the
the
group,
B.
yeah.
In the B will be very difficult against so experienced players. Pescara, yeah. We have to keep the category, and that's the point, because in the original project, Yildiz and Uisen were part of this team, but now they are working regularly with the first team. They will be always selected by Max Allegri, and you are right. I think that they are going to do something in the market. They are signing a midfielder from Palermo. They've bought a striker, Guerra, if I'm right, from Ferral Pisalo, with experience. But you are on point, and there will be a very tough season for them. Yeah. So, guys, it was such pleasure to be with you. Thanks, Jay. Just Beppone. Follow you everywhere on Instagram, here on YouTube, TikTok, at home, whenever you want. Ciao Beppe, grazie mille.
Grazie
Good night,
Romeo.
guys.
Thank you to chat. Ciao ragazzi.